friends, and welcome to another video. We are going to be doing some upper body reformer work today. We're not going to use a box, black pads, anything like that. It'll just be us and the reformers. So I've got myself set up on 2 green springs right now. For me, 2 green springs is 2 heavy springs or 2 full springs. Depending on your reformer, it may be different colors or no colors at all. But this is the balanced body centerline reformer, and that's the spring tension that I have. I also have 2 red springs, which are about a medium spring, and 1 blue, which is a light spring. So if you hear me say the colors, I'll try to make sure I give both weight and color at the same time. Yeah, so let's first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up on 2 green springs or 2 heavy full springs. We are going to bring our foot bar down, no footwork to start today, and we are going to lay ourselves down on our reformer and use our straps. So, laying ourselves down, you can have your headrest up if you'd like. We're going to be grabbing hold of our handles or our longer loops, depending on your setup. You want to have a little bit of space between your shoulders and those shoulder blocks, but make sure your tailbone is still long if you are tall like I am. So we're going to bring our legs up into a tabletop. Spine's going to be pressing down in towards the mat. Shoulder blades are going to be down by our spines, and we're just going to start lowering and lifting. Depending on how broad your shoulders are, you may need to bring your hands a little wider than shoulder distance apart, just so that those straps don't hit those shoulder blocks, which is totally fine. As we're going, just making sure we're still pulling that belly button in towards our spine. We're inhaling to press on out, exhaling back in. We're going to do one last one there. So then we're going to add in a head float to it. So as we reach the arms long, we're going to curl our head and chest on up and controlling back down. And again, rolling up and back down. Inhaling up and back down. We get 3 more. 2 more. And last one, curling up. Place those elbows down by our sides, and then we press the arms straight and back on it. And pressing the arms straight, keep those wrists nice and strong. Chest stays open, don't let the shoulders roll in as the arms get straight. We're going to do one last one, and then we're going to add in a head float. We're going to hold it. So curl yourself on up, and as the arms reach long, the legs are going to reach long. So straightening arms and legs, bending arms and legs. Inhaling, straighten, exhaling, bend. Keep that lower back pressing down towards the mat. Two more. And last one, reaching long, bending everything in. Keep those legs in a tabletop. You're going to open the arms up wide to the outside. You're going to pull those arms closed. Inhaling back and out. Pulling them close, squeeze with that underarm, and back on out. Inhaling, squeeze. Exhaling, open. Two more. And last one, squeezing and opening. We're going to bring those arms straight back up towards the ceiling. We're going to do some circles, but I want you to always have tension on your straps. So open the springs up just a little bit. We're going to press arms down towards the sides. Open the arms up wide to the outside. Do not hit the blocker. Rotate the arms back and up. Pressing down. Opening up. Keep the tension. Circling up. Inhaling for that first half of the circle. Exhaling for the second half. Last one, inhaling for that first half, exhaling back to the top, and then we reverse. So opening, inhaling, exhaling back to center. my arms are burning already. It's a spicy warm up. Try not to hit the blocker. 2 more. And last one. Great job. Bending the legs in. You can hook those handles up behind you, and then we're gonna come on up. So we are gonna do some rowing preps. So not the full rowing series. Our headrest is gonna come down, and then we're gonna come on to just one spring. So take off one of those heavier springs, or if you were on a heavy and a light spring, take off the light one if you can. So we're gonna turn ourselves around. We're gonna have our legs between the shoulder blocks. My calves, and because I'm bow-legged, they don't fit between the shoulder blocks comfortably, so I'm gonna cross my legs. If you're in that same boat, just cross your legs. If you can fit them in side by side, by all means fit them in side by side. It just doesn't work for me and my body. We want about a hand's distance between our tailbone and the back edge of the mat. Make sure it is tailbone, not glutes. Everyone's got a different booty size, so it's all about structure. So then when we curl back, we still have our sacrum on here. So don't worry if you got more glutes than I do. So we are going to be grabbing those handles. What we're going to do is either in the handles or the longer loops, we're actually just going to thread our forearms through. If your forearms don't fit in the handles because you're big and buff, you can always use the loops as well, where you'll have lots of room. I got little arms. Long but little. So we're gonna have our palms facing us. We're gonna curl ourselves back, tipping back through that pelvis, squeezing through our glutes, reaching through our legs, and then controlling ourselves back upright. We're bringing our arms with us as we do this, so making sure that you have that nice strong activation through your shoulders. We're gonna do 2 more like this, and then we're gonna add on, curling back, reaching through those legs, curling forward, pulling in through those abdominals. The last one, and back on up. So then we're gonna add in a lift lower with our arms. We're gonna curl ourselves back. We're gonna reach the arms up a little bit, restack, bend them back in, curling back, reaching the arms up, restack, bending back in. Our goal is not necessarily to get the arms all the way straight, it's just to challenge those shoulders. Last one like this, reaching back, reaching up, restacking, and back on in. We're gonna grab those handles now. We're gonna bring knuckles together, our thumbs are on the bottom, so make sure you've got that rotation happening. Shoulder blades are gonna be down our back. We're going to, again, curl ourselves backwards, bring those hands with us as we do, curling ourselves back forward, restacking our spine. Use those abdominals, use those glutes, curl backwards, and restack. We're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna add in. And the last one before we add in. Awesome. So the add in is we're gonna push the arms backwards. Thumbs are still down towards the floor, palms are facing backwards. So when we're ready, we curl ourselves backwards. We're gonna open the arms up wide to the outside. Press into those handles. Return all the way back to center with those knuckles in. Restack. Curling back. Open up. Press. Return. Bend in. And back on up. Curling back. Opening up. Press back through those handles. Keep those abs strong. Bend everything back in. And then restack. We get that 3 more times. Curling back. Opening up. Pressing back, returning, bending, and up. 2 more, curling back, opening up, press, return to that bend, back on up. Last one, curling back, opening everything up, pressing back, squeeze the shoulder blades, return everything in, back on up. Oh my goodness. Either hook the handles up or bring them into one hand. We're just gonna turn ourselves around. Hips are going to be right back against the shoulder blocks. Legs are going to be out long in front of us. If you struggle sitting up in a pike, in an upright position, You can always soften your knees to help yourself sit up a little taller, or you can opt to cross your legs too. So, we are going to have an overhand grip here. So my thumbs are hooked in below, my knuckles are over top. We're sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna press out into those handles, bend back in. Punch out, bend back in. We're gonna do that one more time. Bend back in. So we're gonna take that, except we're gonna make it lower and add in a spinal curl. So we're gonna drag those knuckles along toward their feet and restack. So as I'm reaching my arms forward, I'm also pushing my tailbone backwards and back in. We're gonna do one last one. And back on in, awesome. We're gonna flip our hands over, or our handles over. So now we're palms up, thumbs are on the top. Shoulder blades are back, chest is nice and open. We're gonna do our offering. So we're reaching the arms up. We're gonna open, close, reaching back forward again, bend. So open up, reach out, close, and bend back in. Pressing out, open, close, back on in. 3 more, pressing out, open, close, bend back in. 2 more, inhaling out, exhaling open, inhaling close, exhaling in. Last one, open, close, and back on in. Ooh, my shoulders are feeling it. So we're gonna cross those legs. My grippy socks don't cross legs very well. And then we're gonna bring our hands on either side of our ears. So you think if you're gonna pull one of these fun faces, we're going to bring them on either side. And then press back through your tailbone a little bit. Pull those abdominals in, nice long spine. We're gonna press overhead, and then bend back in. Press out, back on in. Inhaling, and exhale. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Whew. Great job. We're going to hook those handles up, and then we're going to get ready for a bit of a plank series. Not the whole thing. So we're going to bring our foot bar up, and then I'm going to add my blue spring back on my half spring. So right now I'm on 1 heavy and 1 light spring. We are going to start kneeling with our plank series. So knees are going to be about hip distance apart. Feet are going to be back against the shoulder blocks. Hands are going to be on your foot bar, shoulder distance apart or a little wider. Think about pulling those elbows in so they're pointed more back behind you than out to the outside. It's okay if they're a diagonal, but you just don't want to be out here. The reason for that is we're adding in a push-up to our kneeling plank today. So find a nice long spine, so pressing back into those feet until you find a nice long plank position. We're going to press back. We're going to come all the way back in to a nice plank position. We're going to bend and press. So inhaling out, exhaling in, inhaling down, exhaling back up. And push up. We got 5 more. 4. Push-ups are not my favorite thing either. 3. 2. And last one. Finish that push-up strong. Whew, okay. So if you need a quick shake out of the arms, shake out the arms, because then we're going into our knee stretch series. So with our knee stretch series, we just get to hold an arm position, so no extra bending involved. We're going to shift our hips back. We're going to flatten out our spine. So make sure that we've got a little pelvic tilt so then we're not arching in our back. Flat. Abs nice and strong. Arms are going to be straight. We're pressing out. Squeeze with the glutes. Pull in through the front of the hip. Our goal is to keep our spine the same and keep our shoulders the same. So if you feel your head moving around in space, you're probably moving your spine. Keep that spine nice and long. Everything's active. Last two. And last one. Awesome. So we're going to take that and we're going to put it on a hover. So we're going to be taking our knees off. So I'm just adjusting my feet just so that I have a little more space between my ball to my foot and the shoulder block. And when we're ready, we're going to lift those knees up into a hover. Pressing back and back in. Really squeeze with those abdominals. Squeeze with the glutes to straighten the legs. 4, 3, you can hold it. 2, and last one, place yourself down with control, please. No thumping on the carriage. So, from here, we are going to do our single arm series. So, I am going to be on one light spring. We are going to do a whole big series. So, if arm endurance isn't your thing, go lighter. If you really want that strength, go a little heavier. So I'm going to start facing you guys. So we're going to be kneeling. We're facing this side of our reformer. We're going to grab a handle that's closest towards our knee, and our knee is right up against that shoulder block, so we have something to help stabilize ourselves and push into if we have sliding pants. Sliding pant problems. That's surprisingly difficult to say. So, to start, we're going to do just a couple external rotations. So we're having our hand in our we're having our handle in our outside hand, and then we're going to externally rotate. As we do these, I want you to focus on keeping your wrist nice and straight. No flexing the wrist just to get a little further. Doesn't do our shoulder any good. Doesn't make that work any better. We're going to do 3 more. 2 and 1. So for all these moves, we're going to try and do 6. And I say try because, Pilates teachers can never count. It's a running joke. So we're going to lift that elbow up. We're going to draw our sword. So pull the shoulder blade back, extend the arm, keep the wrist nice and strong. A sword won't do any good if you've got a floppy wrist. Three more. Big inhale, press out, squeeze with the back. 2, long spine, and 1. When we come back in, we're going to switch hands, get that first arm a break. The hand's going to come up by your ear, elbows pointed forward. It will want to drift out, don't let it. Keep it forward. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 3 more. 2. And last one. And then we're going to add in a side bend. So same movement. Reach over. Let the hand slide down your leg, or your free hand slide down your leg. Use those abdominals to help pull yourself over. Don't just lean. Last one. Come back on in. We're going to swap hands again. We're going to side bend over towards the shoulder block. If you can get your hand on there flat, If that's not for you, fingers, fist, whatever works. You're gonna try and straighten your arm as best you can over top of your head. I know it's a big stretch. So the whole arm is moving as a unit. It's not an elbow bend and press. It's a whole lat pull. Inhale, pull. Exhale, return. Abdominals in, hips are square. 2 more. And back on in. Oh my goodness, it's hard to talk during that one. We're going to shift ourselves over a little bit more into the middle of our reformer, just so that we start at a slightly lower point. Knees can be still about hip distance apart or a little wider on this one. We're gonna have a soft bend in the elbows. We're gonna pull the arms up like we're gonna give ourselves a high five and back down. This is our last move in this series on this side. We got 3 more. Keep those abs in strong. Whew. Last one. Ooh, I cheated a little bit on that one. A little tired. I'm coming back on in. So then we get to do the series on the other side. So line yourself up with that shoulder block. We're going to come back on in. So first up we have that external rotation. So your hands in, or your handles in your outside hand or your opposite hand. Elbows staying close, wrist is staying straight. We inhale to rotate, exhale to return. While we're doing these, check in with those abdominals, check in with your shoulders, how they feel. Last one here. And then we do that drawing of the sword, so lift the elbow up. So you're creating a long line from elbow to wheel. We're going to draw the elbow back, extend the arm. Exhale back in. Inhale, reaching out. Exhaling to return. Squeezing, and again, making sure that wrist is super strong. We get 2 more. And last one. You come back in, switching hands. The hands up by your ear, elbows pointed forward. Make sure it does not drift off to the side. Other hand or free hand is down by your sides. You're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, back down. Keep control of the arm. It's not about how straight it goes. It's about, again, going straight up and straight down. Two more. And the last one. We're adding in that side bend, inhaling, reach up and over, exhaling back. The side bend is not your deepest side bend. We're not going for a stretch here. We're just adding in some lateral work, some side abdominals to this. Inhaling out, exhaling back in. 2 more. Last one. Back on in. Switch hands again for me. So it's your outside hand that has the handle. You're going to side bend over, bringing your hand onto that shoulder block. Straighten the outside arm as best you can over top of your head. We get that lat pull. Lift your arm up towards the ceiling. Back down. Again, try to keep those hips nice and square, those abdominals and those ribs in. Two more. Inhaling, exhaling. Last one. Whew. And back in. Good job. So we have to side step over. Have a soft bend in the elbow. We're about the middle of our carriage. Knees are still square, glutes are still engaged. Soft bend in those elbows. And then when we're ready, inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Have the thoughts. Big tall thoughts through your spine. Don't lean into the springs. We get 2 more. And the last one. Whew. And the last one. So hard. So, awesome job, friends. We are going to turn around to the front of our reformer. Be careful if you are on a light spring. We're going to switch to just one heavy spring if you're not already on one. So I went from a blue one to a green one. I'm going to bring my feet back against those shoulder blocks. I'm going to hold my handles here. And then I'm going to come up to kneeling. We're just cooling down now. So we're going to start with some big arm circles. Palms are going to be facing forward. We're going to circle up. Strong core. All the way out. Look for control. Just playing around with that full range of motion. We're only going to do 4 in both directions. Last one. And then reversing for your 4. Reverses are harder. We use more pectorals in the reverse. Two more. Last one. And back in. When you come back in, just gentle. Return the handles. We're going to do one quick puppy pose to finish it off. So we're going to bring that foot bar back up. Hips are going to be back towards or back over top of your knees. And we're just going to lower our chest down and have a few big breaths over here. Fantastic job with this workout, my friends. This upper body series can definitely add into one of my beginner videos or even one of my intermediate videos, just to give you a little bit more time on that upper body if that's your goal. I'm also going to be coming out with some lower body work and some core series on the Reformer as well as all other pieces of equipment. So again, you can kind of add and make your own workouts because these videos are typically going to try to stay between 15 to 30 minutes. So if you want a full hour-long video or hour-long workout, for example, you can add a 30-minute and a 15-minute and a 15-minute if you'd like. If you want a 30-minute full body, and then maybe 15 minutes of upper body, 15 minutes of lower body, and you would have an absolutely killer workout. So make sure to check out some other videos. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and hit that like button down below. Leave me a comment if you made it through and if you were shaking as much as I was. And let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.